lights marks the city. The Army said yesterday it had killed 50 fighters from the FNL rebel group stationed outside the capital city.
You're innocent if you are a Muslim, then you're innocent in the eyes of God. If you are non-Muslim, then you're guilty of not believing in God.
Committed at least 20 racially motivated murders and 12 murder attempts.
This is the other tower, ladies and gentlemen. Another explosion at tower number 2 of the World Trade Center just happened live on our air.
Conflict, there's always two sides to consider, and resolving that conflict meant that you arrived at the middle. It means you found a common ground amongst the anger and loathing, the bigotry, self-righteousness, and the hatred they're holding. But say there is no middle, and that both sides cheat, and that both sides would rather suffer death than defeat. Well, where's the resolution then if neither side produced a win? Who's got the solutions to bring these nuisances to an end? Now enter the extremist, the activist who feels like he's the only one who means it. The activist who feels like he eats, sleeps, and he breathes it like he bleeds it. And to that cause who pledges allegiance, often obsessive outcasts with misconstrued opinions. Or it's another world problem brought to you by religion. Or it's just angry, misguided youth, just longing for brothers. That's why they blindly follow influence and thoughts of another. I'm talking martyrs and prophets and kamikazes and carpet jihads and Nazis and mafia mob bosses in office. All the Catholic and Protestant firebombed by anonymous. Yo, find a solution, losers, come on and get on with it.
A car bomb explodes in the Northern Irish city of Londonderry.
In the middle of the morning rush hour, an interstate biker believed to be linked to the Hells Angels opened fire.
Breaking news coverage continues out of Mumbai, India. We're continuing to follow the deadly coordinated terror attacks there across the city. More than 80 people have been killed. Here's the latest report from the scene of the ambushed Taj Hotel.
Political activism is crap from a radical. Revolutions can't happen until the masses are compatible. So the fact of the matter is that it's purely mathematical. Injustice for majority, that's when you pack for that catapult. The stereotype, Arab American terrorist, deters the attention from terror bred in our heritage. The Bloods and Crips and neo-Nazi Aryan anarchists, to bikers and school snipers and CNN analysts. For the most part, a person is smart, but people aren't. They're quite literally retarded and weak in the heart, susceptible to ill-willed mob mentality. Guess a brain-dead zombie's probably the best analogy, cause people really like to play follow the leader, even if that leader's evil, menacing and deceitful. Religion, cult, do you care? Me neither. If they could just keep it peaceful, like keep feeding a meter. But some will get it in their heads that they were chosen for this, or that the cause they're fighting for is more important than it is. It's closed-minded, arrogant, one side of the story. Reverse propaganda, slander to heighten the glory. It's like mixing a hippie with a conspiracy theorist, getting brainwashed by the bullshit and the smoke in the mirrors. The weaker will always follow the leader who's nearest, mistaken need to belong with that protester spirit.
Just after midnight, two men walking hand in hand right here on the corner of Hornby and Davie were attacked. The man who suffered the brunt of the assault says he's lucky to be alive.
Police say it was actually one of two bias-motivated crimes over the weekend. One was allegedly racially motivated, this one based on sexual orientation.
Members believe that Christ is their top general.
So you're just sitting there reading that big-ass book one day, and you decide you're qualified to preach the print on the page. You start connecting these patterns that seem to validate your ways. Oh, it's the unchallenged word of God to eradicate gays. That's quite the interpretation on ancient proclamations. Man, that Bible's just full of facts and accurate information. Searching for like minds in your chat room forum. Minds filled with severe angst, pure hatred and boredom. Forming your little club that'll fight to right wrongs, even if it's with firefights and pipe bombs. Sticking them up in enemies' car undercarriages. No longer an activist, now a full-on terrorist. In this terrible terror era, you'd like to contribute. You'd like to see empires crumble and chaos to continue. So you're torching abortion clinics and shooting at doctors, claiming that God employed you to kill all those doing God's work. Or Middle Eastern faith wars where bombings are common, often so common bystanders just calmly walk away coughing. Or radical rebel groups whose machetes were longer, so they didn't have no qualms about hacking up half of Rwanda. Or the tortured psyches of the former trench coat mafia to shoot the faces off the heads of all the bullies that bother you. What you know about people hurting you or constantly struggling? You're just a bitch from suburbia whose mama didn't hug them. You never ran for your life, escaping across a foreign desert from a pissed off Russian toting an AK-47 just to get to America, thinking it's safe on the state side, then become another victim of a nationalist hate crime. Some don't give a shit, but some care and wanna help. But you vigilantes ruin it for everybody else. You got a problem? Why don't you run for office or Congress? Cause the way you're doing it now seems like the opposite of progress.
So you understand at a profound level that promoting religious freedom is an essential building block for peace and stability here and throughout the world. Our government is a resolute defender of that freedom, and we condemn any attempt to violate the right of people to worship and to live freely according to their faith. In this we are aligned with His Holiness, a courageous champion of religious freedom and of peace. We especially applaud Califiata for denouncing those who pervert faith by claiming it as a justification for violence. However we define God, it is wrong to kill in His name.